From Tally to Cali,
It's time
to wake up.
Wake up! Wake up! Warchant.com is your ultimate Seminole sports source.
and this is Wake Up Warchant, presented by Zaxby's
Now here's Warchant.com's Aslan Hajavandi.
and Corey Clark.
Yeah, that's right. It's signing day eve. He's Corey. I'm Aslan. Thanks so much for joining us. It is Wake Up Warchant presented by Zaxby's live here on YouTube. Glad you all could join us. Hit the thumbs up button since you're watching us live on YouTube. Maybe you're listening to the replay. If you're on an iTunes Apple device, 5-star review. If I could leave a 5-star review for Danny and Samantha at Zaxby's, they're the ones that have been bankrolling us here on the show. I would leave them a 5-star review. Again, all major roads in Tallahassee will lead you to a Zaxby's. I even have the card in front of me so I can give you, I'm not going to give you the exact address. That'd be kind of weird though, right, Corey? But Appalachia, Capitol Circle Southwest, Thomasville Road, Monroe Street, Mahan, everywhere, man. There's a Zaxby's. Mariana, Florida as well. Douglas, Georgia, and Thomasville, Georgia as well. Corey, how are you, man? You look great right now, man.
Is it the sun kind of setting over my shoulders, just kind of in the gloaming here? Yeah, man, I feel great. Look great, feel great. You know what I mean? You look great too, Aslan. I just like you're still doing the standing thing, huh?
I'm not. There's no turning back, Corey.
No going back. All right.
What is it, like you do something for 10 days and then it becomes a habit or something like that? I
thought it was 10,000 hours. No, that's to perfect it.
Yeah,
Still got a way to go to perfect standing.
Yeah, I don't think I'm turning back, man. I'm actually kind of growing accustomed to it. I don't feel all that better or anything, but
That's not really a ringing endorsement then.
I mean, we'll see. It's still only 20 something days into the window on here. We are a call-in show. We'll be taking calls here momentarily, 850-805-5911. We're going to talk a lot about football. That's what we do on the program usually. Hoops, though, the news that dropped last night, Corey, that was a bit of a bummer, huh? Florida State's going to be on the shelf for 3 games, right?
I mean, at least, right? You never know how long these things last. Yes, right now they've had their next 3 games postponed. I would imagine at least 2 of them are canceled. I don't know how just looking at the rest of the schedule. I mean, we're in February now. The postseason is in a month. They've got 7 games still on the books. They have, 12 games that they have 5 games that they missed that they would try to – you just can't make up 5 games. You can't play 12 games in a month, not the way their schedule is set up. There's a lot of Saturday, Wednesday games. So if the schedule broke a certain way, you could maybe have Duke come back on a Monday. By the way, you probably want to play that Duke game this year. The way they look, they lost to that Miami team, which is incredible. But I just don't see how it's gonna work to get all those games made up. Maybe you get 1 or 2 back, but I feel like you're gonna probably finish the season with 20 or 21 total games. So 16-5, 15-6, whatever that looks like. 17-4, 17-3. They should still be comfortably in the tournament if they keep playing the way they were playing. But you wonder, okay, if one team is fighting for a 4 seed and they're 23-9, and you're fighting for a 4 seed and you're 15-5, I feel like they're probably going to err on giving it to the team that played more games. And I think that's probably fair. I think Florida State could probably – you might not agree with me, but if you've only played 20 games, you don't have the same sample size that a team that's played 32, so you're a little harder to judge. So I think they might knock you down. If everything's equal, they might give it to the team that's played more games. So it is what it is, man. It's 2020, 2021.
Plus, Florida State just looks so wildly bad in those losses, and then they don't play for 10 days or whatever it is, and then they show.
I'm telling you, yeah. Let's see maybe they'll come out and look like the Golden State Warriors again, like they did after the last pause. It's perfect. It's not a bad play. Like anytime Florida State loses on the road, it doesn't look great doing it. Whether Clemson, Georgia Tech, you just shut down the program for 2 weeks, work on the shooting and the fundamentals. You come back out and you put 100 on whoever you play next. So yeah, and they're supposed to come back. For the people that don't know, they were supposed to play tonight against a very shorthand. I would have loved to see that game just to see what it looked like. Boston College was going to have 4 scholarship players available. They're supposed to play tonight, then Saturday at Pitt, and then Tuesday at Virginia Tech. And all those games have been postponed. They still play Virginia Tech at home. They still are supposed to play Boston College at home. I don't know that they'll be able to play Pitt. But then the first game back that they're scheduled to play back is next Saturday against Wake Forest. Not this Saturday, obviously next Saturday, 10 days from now. And then that Monday they play Virginia at home. So that's when they're supposed to start it back up.
Okay, very well. All right, let's start up the phone lines. Let's go right to it. Who else? Mr. 757 himself, Gator Kirk, Virginia Beach, Virginia, wants to talk about some of these Jordan characters, it sounds like. How you doing, Gator Kirk?
Wake up!
Let's go!
It's on the eve of signing day, National Signing Day, which is really in December now. But anyway,
Yeah,
how you guys doing?
Great now, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was like a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I never had coffee. I'm not so sure you want me on stimulants.
Well, man, that was impressive, Kirk. That was your best one yet.
I feel the pressure when Aslan called me out for not bringing, only bringing half juice one time.
That's
so
fake news.
now I got to bring full juice.
That was full juice for sure. That was all the juice.
So anyway, I want to know, since neither one of them could play last year for different reasons, who do you think is going to be more impressive, Travis Jay or Jordan Wilson?
Well, Travis Jay played some. Aslan's not a big fan of Jordan Wilson. He's not a big fan of blocking tight ends.
This is a good question because I'm not all that high on Travis Jay either. I know everybody loves Travis Jay. Adam Fuller loved Travis Jay in August and September. So yeah, it's a good question, Gator Kirk. Carry on, Corey.
I would say Travis Jay, but that's not to diminish what Jordan Wilson can be. They do need a guy on the edge. I don't think he's going to be catching. He's not going to be Kyle Pitts. He's not a difference maker in the passing game, most likely, but he could be a difference maker in the run game to have a tight end like that can set the edge, especially if you're doing some zone read stuff. But the answer to me is Travis Jay for sure. I think there's a lot of untapped potential that we have not seen, and that doesn't mean it will be tapped. But if it gets tapped, I think he could be a guy that could become one of those. A fan favorite on the team. I think he has that kind of skill set to be a fan favorite and to make a real impact.
He's got a war. Travis Jay's got a war. I don't know if Jordan Wilson has a war.
You mean a win above replacement?
Yeah.
If he's good though, right? Like we assume Travis Jay is going to be good. And look, he was a freshman, sort of. I mean, I guess he was still technically a freshman last year. But he's just learning the position. He hadn't played much football. So I want to see what he looks like in the middle of next season, because by that time, he'll have been, 2.5 years removed from high school or 2 years removed from high school. We got to start seeing some things at that point. So by the middle of next year, let's come back to this question, Gator Kirk. Bring the same energy you did tonight, but next year, in the middle of October, ask us that same question or remind us of this question so we can see if what was the right answer.
I think he said excited, though. I'm more excited to see Travis Jay dislodge the ball from the ball carrier, make some plays.
Maybe intercept a pass. Those are fun too, right?
Yeah, you can do that. Maybe some wild trav, part 2.
Don't need them. They already got a trav they can do the wild trav with.
Yeah, there you go. Gator Kirk, anything else for us?
No, sir. I appreciate everything you do. Hopefully, we'll get our last 2 selections tomorrow. If not, I'm sure the portal will be as interesting. Probably take a little break until the spring football, and then there'll probably be some new guys. So if we're still looking for stuff, we can get it there. If you haven't joined Warchant, you guys need to get out there and do that. Make sure you support Zaxby's if there's one near you, and hit that thumbs up. And always go Noles. Y'all have a great night.
Gator Kirk, everybody, from Virginia Beach, Virginia. What's a show call-in without Gator Kirk calling in?
Kicking it off.
Brought the juice. And Daryl said that I didn't criticize Daryl. I didn't criticize Gator Kirk. I don't remember. Somebody showed me the tape. So I pull up the receipts. Show me the tape.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
don't recall criticizing the people that are so loyal to the program. With that said, hey, there's Daryl. Thomasville, North Carolina in the house. Good evening to you, Daryl. How are you?
What's up, Corey? What's up, Aslan? How y'all doing tonight, my brothers?
Doing
good, buddy. We're doing good. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing fine. Corey, I got a question for you. I know the NFL, I guess the cut down on stealing plays, are stealing calls and everything. They have the radio signals to the quarterback. The offensive coordinator can talk to the quarterback. Inside the helmet. Do you foresee in the near future that maybe colleges may go to that sometime in the near future, or is that too expensive for colleges to do something like that?
Daryl, I'll be honest with you. I assume Alabama's coaches are talking to every player on the field on every play. I assume they all have headsets in their helmets and are told what the defense is. That's a good question. I feel like, I was just thinking about this, how there's really almost no difference now between the NFL and college. Just the money, everything that goes into it, the amount of staff that some of these college teams have. I would think that why wouldn't they do that? What is the rule, Aslan? You can talk, the OC or the coach can be in your ear and on the headset and the helmet until like 10 seconds on the play clock, something like that.
Whoever's got the green dot on the back of their helmet, offense and defense. Yeah.
So I wonder what they would do for college. You would save on poster board all the poster boards of the money signs or the picture of Lee Corso or the picture of a cow. The cow's rear, or whatever these schools use to signal in their plays. But also, now that I think about it, only the college is so up tempo, and unless the quarterback's still going to have to call out the signal. So I don't think it would do. They might allow it, but I don't know how many schools would use it, because think about we'll just name a team that goes fast. They all hold the whole team, all 11 look over to the guys holding those goofy signs to tell them what the play is. And so they all can get the play with 32 on the play clock. If it's just going to the quarterback, then the quarterback has to tell everyone, and that slows it down by 10 or 12 seconds, and that would force them almost to huddle. And hardly any college teams huddle anymore, except maybe Georgia. So I think they might allow it, but I don't know if college teams would use it.
And it's 15 seconds. I apologize, Corey. 15 seconds in the NFL, then it cuts off. 15 seconds left on the clock.
Right. What do you think, Aslan, right?
I would like to see that. I mean, when Daryl called in and asked the question, I'm like, yeah, why don't we do that? But then you kind of made a pretty good point of I don't know how much that would prevent Brent Venables from knowing what you're going to run. But I do feel there's got to be some added advantage of being able to communicate with your quarterback that closely. I'm all for anything that prevents signs being stolen. I know it's gamesmanship. I know you have to. It's part of your preparation. You have to be sure that you're not tipping things off. But anything that makes that more difficult, I'm all for, because it's a coward's game. It's a coward's game, I think. Do that.
Okay. All right. There you go. You wouldn't need Jimbo could just not even employ the towel guys.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even need them.
Yeah. Anything else, Daryl?
I got one more thing for you, Corey. You remember how, I guess, on the night before National Signing Day, your stomach was always kind of tied in knots because you was always anticipating National Signing Day. You're looking for that 5-star, recruit, whether or not he was going to sign with your team or not. How long do you think it's going to take, for Florida State to kind of get to that point where you kind of anticipate the next day whether or not you're going to get that, that big 5-star recruit that's going to sign on you on that dotted line where you can fist pump your neighbor. You kind of got that raw, chest pumping type thing where you got that proud feeling for your school again.
Daryl, I don't know that we're ever going to get, and I don't think it has anything to do with where Florida State is right now in respect to the rest of the country, and that it's obviously down. I feel like signing day just isn't anywhere will never be quite what it was. Could never be close. Number one, there's 2 of them. So the first one in December is when most of them sign now. But it just feels like the way college recruiting is now, there aren't a ton of 5-star guys holding on till the last minute. Now, some of them might do it just because they get to be on ESPNU and get to hold up a hat for 45 seconds in a really awkward interview. But other than that, most of the guys have already committed. And I just don't think we'll go back to the days of I don't know, man, Leon Washington, Lorenzo Booker, Geno Hayes, guys like that Antone Smith that decided on signing day. I think you might get 1 or 2 of those a year, maybe up to 3 or 4. But you remember back in the day with Bowden, they'd go into National Signing Day with like 7 commits. Yeah. And then it would all flood. You get 14 or 16 on one day. It was too much to keep up with, honestly. I just think those days are probably over. But it would be cool, Daryl, right, to like watch ESPNU. Like Florida State would have a kid that they're actually going to land on national TV. That doesn't seem to have happened in a while. The National Signing Day, especially the one in February, is almost non-existent. It looks nothing like it used to. And quite frankly, I agree with the sentiment. Like to me, it's not nearly as fun. But there's also a lot less drama, which probably might be a lot more fun for some people.
Right. All right, guys, y'all do a wonderful job each and every show. I sure enjoy listening to you. Y'all keep up the great job. Y'all guys, y'all sign up for warchant.com. It's the best thing going on this side of heaven, y'all. And y'all sign up to and eat your Zaxby's and hit that likes button. I mean, I know we got hundreds of guys on this show watching. Y'all hit that likes button. Give these guys that thumbs up and go Noles.
That's right. Daryl, we love you, man. Thomasville, North Carolina's own Daryl, Captain D63 over on the warchant.com Tribal Council.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah. I also think a lot of it too is like the pressure these staffs put on kids now. It's like you got to be on board. You can't drag your feet until the last possible date, which is why we don't get that surge, if you will, when everything just kind of pours through on that last minute. But
who was the last like signing day surprise they had? Have they had any recently? Like, I mean a good surprise, not like, oh, what is this?
Was Chubba Purdy a signing? He visited a few days before.
That was a late addition. So I guess there was some drama there. There was some that was a fun time, I guess.
I'm sure somebody will let us know on YouTube. Post your comments. Last guy that came out of nowhere on signing day. Let's live down memory lane. Shout out to William McMillan. Thanks for the 3 bones, William. Appreciate you, man. If you got a question or whatnot, comment, leave it. We'll put up on the screen. And then Ray Pereira joins the party. Ray, what's going on? Oh, you know what I didn't do, Corey? I did not open up the soundboard so that I could start playing my. I knew
must be the money.
Yeah,
bang! There you go. I did it for you, Ray.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you. I gotta figure this out to play the music, because without the music, who am I? What am I? What am I doing on the show?
You don't bring a whole lot to the party if you're not playing the music.
So Corey, I'll let you answer this while I figure out how to do my job better. Ray, thank you so much, man. Really do appreciate it. Says he hopes Gene still has an extra director's chair.
Yes.
Maybe. We're working on these things. Would you grade our transfers as an A so far? Let's go.
Thank you very much, Ray. That's very, very nice of you. Never take it for granted. Don't assume it. We really, really always will appreciate it. I guess so. Yeah. I mean, when you think about, like we've talked about, the what they needed, their needs, and the positions they filled, they have gotten, I think significantly better, at least better on the defensive line. Probably better in the secondary. Not probably, they have. I think they've added some guys in the secondary that they can play it. Brandon Moore is the wild card, right? We don't know what he looks like, but if he looks like that guy, then you have gotten better in the secondary. You've gotten better on the defensive line, and you got the number 1 quarterback available. So, yeah, I think coming off a 3-6 season, too, with a staff that's only been there for a year, I would say you couldn't. Maybe an offensive tackle would make it an A+, or Tyler Grubbs. But other than that, I would say you definitely got an A here. I wouldn't give a B to that.
And I almost think that's like enough to carry even what they might have fallen short on recruiting high school kids. Like, I think it's just that good. That's why I was saying A last time we did this. But then, you said B, which is probably kind of, again, closer to the truth as we pull up Brandon Moore's stats from 2018, the last time he was fully healthy in a season. Very good tackler, very good in coverage. We like these
struggled against Temple in coverage.
Yeah.
What are we doing there, B Moore? But yeah, a very short tackle. There's a lot of green on that board, which is good. Obviously.
Just like Jamie Robinson.
Dude, what was that last game? He struggled in that last game too. Ray Pereira's big donation is LSU. LSU. I thought he had a pick 6 in the LSU game.
Maybe it was the Auburn game.
Oh, all right. Well, either way.
I can look it up. But first things first, though.
Got it. Right.
That's right.
Just easy, Ray. We got you those sound effects you needed.
They're back. They're back. Horn Gang. That's how we roll. All right, let's get back to the phone lines. 850-805-5911. We got Wes in the Villages. Wants to talk about defense. So, Wes, what's on your mind? Welcome to the program.
Hey, fellas, how we doing this evening?
Good.
Good, man. Good.
So, yeah, my question with regard to the defense, that first half of the schedule compared to the second half, you look at it and go, okay, it sets up pretty favorable as far as the competition. And so my question, with all these transfers that we've got on the defensive side of the ball, we all believe that they are going to be improved. And so I guess really the question is, if for some reason the defense hasn't shown improvement, and how many games in do you go, okay, we got to make a change at DC? Or do you guys think it won't be a certain week? It'll just be me write him out for the end of the year with Adam Fuller?
Look, if they look like they did against Louisville, mainly against Louisville, I still can't get over that performance. In NC State too, at least NC State had to convert, some third downs. Louisville, it was just every second down they were scoring a touchdown or hitting a 30-yard play. If they look like that through September, say they look like that against Louisville again, and then they look like that against Syracuse again, man. And I'm talking about, and I'm not assuming they will. I'm assuming they're going to be better, like you said. But if they're not, I hate, like, if we all know that he's going to be gone at the end of the year anyway, like if we all understand that this isn't acceptable, that whatever is missing, there's just something missing, no matter who the players change, but the grossness remains, then I'm not usually for firing a coach in the middle of the season. But if that were the case, yeah, I don't know why you would go through, like, maybe I don't know why if he gave up 55 points to UNC and 38 to Syracuse, that he would still be the coach against UMass after the bye week. I feel like you just for the sake of the program, just so Norvell's not having to answer questions and the players aren't having to answer questions and Fuller's not having to answer questions, just get rid of that distraction. If you know you're going to let him go by the middle of the season, go ahead and let him go. And then also that expedites the search for the next defensive coordinator, because you're a job that's available and everybody knows it. Right, Aslan? Or would you ride out Adam Fuller or any coach? Let's say any coach that's performing poorly.
You talking rhetorically around the nation, or any coach on this staff?
No, any coach on the staff.
I mean, I don't know. I think you let a position coach stay around as long as they're still working hard. I mean, I know even if they're underproducing your segment, it's just you're going to put.
All right, well, let's make it specific to Adam Fuller then.
Yeah, man, that was a pretty airtight argument. I don't see how, like, what's the benefit in keeping someone around? I guess you could say that John Papuchis is the only guy that that has defensive coordinator experience.
But could it look worse? Who cares? Let Norvell coach the defense. Let Campo, the video guy, coach. I mean, what does it matter? If you're going to look like you did against Louisville for extended periods of time, like you did against Pitt or like you did against all the average offenses, and just get torched repeatedly, then yeah, I would think you need to make a change. And I think you have to the fan base too. You can't just ride. The longer you keep somebody on staff, and again, this is a theoretical. This is hypothetical. This is not what I'm promoting. But if the defense is 108th in the country in the middle of next season, you can't sell to your fans that this is the right guy to be on the job. So, you know what I mean? Like, why wait? Why wait till December? You got all those recruits that you got to try to entice to come.
You're right.
Thanks, buddy.
Wes,
did we lose him? Where's Wes?
Wes is around.
Yeah, I'm here. No, the reason I asked that is because I listened to y'all's show on Monday that I think we all agree we expect that offense and that offensive staff. They know what they're doing. Corey, you brought it up about the increase in points, like what 4 or 5 touchdowns, maybe more average per game. It really all the season hinges on that defense. And I think being optimistic with these transfers, you feel like, okay, there's some pieces there and got rid of some guys that, maybe weren't working out. So you feel good about it. And I expect us to do better. But I just, what you saw and what you've seen, you're kind of like, okay, how's it going to go? And, you hope that it does. Otherwise, I'm with you. A change, if you're going to make a change and it's that bad at the halfway point and the scheduling, it's tougher, you just got to call it what it is and move on. Yeah.
And don't wait. Why wait to rip off the Band-Aid slowly? Why have a lame duck coach, a dead man coaching? Like, why do that? Just get it over with and start fresh. Because again, it's not like it's going to hurt your team. If the team looks like it did against Louisville for the first half of the season, then yeah, you have to make a change. And the guy might be a really good coach, but it's just not working. So yeah, I think we're all on board with that, Wes. I think we all agree with that.
Yeah, no doubt. One other thing, no drama anticipated tomorrow for National Signing Day. I think we all agree that Destin Hill's coming down to tally, but the big mystery is around Malone. And my question is, if we don't get Malone, do you get a sense of another defensive guy? Or, I mean, obviously transfer probably is what we're thinking at that point. But I'm curious because I don't know a lot about the baseball program as much as you guys, but apparently that's such a big thing for him. And I heard his visit went really well here. And so everything points to him going to Ole Miss, but just want to get your guys' sense of where you feel he'll land.
Aslan?
Michael Langston will be joining us at the end of the program to talk recruiting.
So he'll obviously touch on Malone. I mean, there's not much else to talk about.
Yeah, if they're saying Ole Miss, then I think that's the last thing that I heard from Michael when we did a show. Ole Miss does have a really good baseball program.
I mean, but it's not Florida. It's not Florida State good.
But it's good enough, man. I mean, you play in the SEC. They got a really nice. Swayze Field's awesome. They got really good fan support.
Nerd, you know the name of Ole Miss's baseball stadium, Swayze Field. Is it named after Patrick Swayze?
I know it's not. I wish it was. They got, in right field, they had the students, and when you hit a home run, they start doing like a beer bath and everything. And all
right.
So it's a pretty good environment and atmosphere at Ole Miss. And then obviously football wise, maybe they seem like they're on a better trajectory. But A&M's clearly Florida State is more established baseball than both of those teams. But like A&M, I don't think has been Omaha in a long while. I mean, Ole Miss was, they hosted a super few years ago. They were in Omaha in 2014. Obviously, again, Florida State's been 3 times or so since then. But if they don't get Malone, which doesn't sound like they're going to, I would assume I'd rather wait for something maybe JUCO emerges because. Again, man, looking at the portal, as every day goes by and we're further away from the end of last season and getting closer to the beginning of this season, it's meager. It's very paltry, the guys that are there. So, but also I would say like Malone, he's not. We're not talking about Jernigan or somebody of that nature or Clowney. This isn't a guy. I mean, he's not the top rated defensive lineman in the country. He's like a Rivals 250 guy, right? He's top 100. Top 100. He's a good player. He's a good get, but I don't know that you're expecting him to make a huge impact next year anyway. So this it wouldn't be a big loss necessarily for 2021. It could be a big loss for 2022, 2023. But yeah, it seems like people, it's only 54% with Ole Miss there. So yeah, the 64th best player in the country, that would be a big get, quite obviously. But I don't know if you go to the portal to replace him, because I don't know that you're expecting him to do a ton for you this year anyway. Does that make sense? Like, I think it would be independent on whether they got Malone or not. It would be that they would still try. If there was a great defensive lineman in the portal, whether they get Malone or not, I think they'd still make a run at him. And yeah, they need to save a spot for an OT because that's definitely what they need. And one other thing though, I don't remember any Ole Miss. I'm sure they've had them. In Texas A&M have had 2 sports stars. But Florida State, if you want to play baseball and football, this is it, man. This is the mecca for 2-sport athletes. So they have a lot to sell, and if he wants to go to Ole Miss and play in front of a bunch of Patrick Swayze fans, have at it. Ty Malone, you're missing out, buddy. Archie Manning played baseball at Ole Miss. Is that their last one? Last one. Senquez Golson. Okay, all right, there you go. Second round pick of the Steelers, got hurt. But he quit baseball after 1 year, decided, it's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, they'll get somebody.
I wondered Yeah, I wondered if he. I don't know the depth issues at Florida State on the baseball, and thought maybe he wanted to get on the field early, and that could be, maybe he's got a better opportunity there. I don't know. I was just curious about it.
Oh yeah, he definitely, like, the baseball coaches are supremely interested in him. It's hard to know. It's Florida State. You never know the transition from high school to college when it comes to, well, any sport really, but baseball and football in particular. But yes, they would really, really like to have him, and he would have a chance to play immediately. He's that kind of talent. It would be cool to see a 300-pounder play baseball, like just in the batter's box, man. That would be another like Prince Fielder. That would be cool to see.
Somebody compared him to Frank Thomas.
Oh, well, that would help. Good grief. Yeah, that'd be fun to watch, especially with an aluminum bat. What are we looking at, Aslan?
Baseball America preseason top 25, Ole Miss 4th.
Where's Florida State? Oh, okay. All right. So still in there. And I think Florida State has a little more history and tradition in both sports.
Yeah.
But hey, if you want to go live in Oxford, have at it, man. Have at it.
All right, Wes, appreciate the call, man.
I guess I was going to say, I guess Destin Hill, a receiver, and then a transfer OT and a defensive lineman, and that'll be, I guess we'll be set if we don't get
set. That's a nice pull a year after a 3-6 season.
Yeah, not many teams in the country can say they went 3-6 and do what they've done. So you got to give them credit. It's pretty impressive, and hopefully it all translates to the field in the fall. So anyway, thanks for taking my call.
I think we just lost Aslan again. I can't imagine we just lost Aslan. Wes, you're probably not there either, are you? All right. Well, Corey Clark riding the show solo right now. As you can see, I could do a tour of my house, but it's kind of dirty. I need to pick it up. Let's see. Okay, so Brady Clark is upstairs.
All right.
Oh, there he is. All right.
I accidentally closed out the tab. We got too many things going. I was trying to pull up this good comment from Atlanta Kennel. Ole Miss, Jarian Ely and John Rice Plumley are both playing both sports currently.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, never mind. All right. Good job, Ole Miss.
Thank you, Atlanta Kennel. Appreciate you. He was also saying Tuesdays with Corey again.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just me talking.
All right.
Oh, I was about to go on a riff, but you showed back up.
All right. We want to, man, this is like a lot of people want to talk about Charles Kelly, Adam Fuller. We have Charles on the line. He's in Baker, Florida. I think that's outside of Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. How successful will the defense have to be to keep from going shopping? Ooh, I like that one. What's up, Charles?
Hey, how's it going, Aslan?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, great. And Corey, by the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't leave me out, man.
Yeah, actually, Baker, where I'm from in Baker, Florida, is actually near Niceville.
Okay. Not even close then.
Area?
I was totally wrong.
Panhandle?
Just say I totally missed it, Charles. You don't have to be nice about it. Just say I whiffed. It's okay.
That's okay. Actually, just on a side note, Baker's a 1A, football team, and we won the state championship this year.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Title tab.
Representing the Panhandle. Like it.
We were hoping to face Madison County, but they didn't make it.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, hey, they used to be like a 4A school. I don't know why they're playing in 1A, but we're a 12. We're a K through 12 school, so it's quite impressive that we got 5 state championships anyway.
No lie. No lie.
So, and actually, just to brag a little bit more, on Max Prep, we're the second most rushing team in the nation this year. And
all right. Okay. What that must have been like? What'd you rush for? 3,000 yards, 3,800 yards, something like that.
5,200.
Only 5,200. Okay. All right. Did you have like a Trent Richardson, somebody like that, just running over a bunch of poor 8th graders?
Yeah, not bad. We got a pretty heavy run team. We're that old school running up, running
like
up
it.
And just smash mouth football. But my question is, I heard, I don't know if this is true. Maybe you guys can confirm this. But when Norvell hired most of his staff, they were on 2-year contracts. So I was wondering if that was true. Is that why Adam Fuller is kind of, is this his kind of, season to show his worth? And if not, I mean, and what would it take? Is it percentage, how much better the defense is, or how many wins, or all of it? Or what is it going to take for him to stay or us to go shopping?
I can't speak on the other assistants. I know Fuller is a 3-year contract. He was a 3-year contract. I don't know if the other ones. Oh, there it is right there. Look at that. Liberty Hill, Texas. Man, Liberty Hill, Texas ran for 435 yards per game. But there's Baker, Florida, right there at 350 yards a game and 62 touchdowns. And only 5 fumbles, Aslan. That's nice, too. You got that many carries and you only fumble 5 times. Looks quick math tells me you were only fumbling every 122.6 carries. Did you guys put it on the ground? So that's pretty good, man. But I would say, man, with Fuller, yeah. I mean, I don't know. They weren't really. You don't want to fire a guy after 1 year, especially that year, as bad as they were. But yes, you can eat.
Right.
What would it be, Aslan? 800,000 that they would owe him, or 900,000 they'd owe him after if they fired him next season. You can eat that if you know that it's not working. That's a much easier sell probably than saying you got to eat up to 1.8 million, especially after a COVID year. So yeah, I think to go shopping, look, it's got to look better. It's got to look coordinated and coached. You'd like to see, just a different looking physicality. But yeah, what do they finish? 110th or so in the nation in total defense, 108th, something like that. If you can get up if you can crack double digits, if you can get up just get into like a failing grade, like, if you got anything below 70, like in high school now, anything below 70 is an F. If you can get in the F range and get somewhere in the 60s or 50s, I think that could be a big enough improvement to keep your job. But it is absolutely embarrassing that Florida State would be 107th in the nation, and right in front of Kansas, man, in total defense. So if it's anything close to what it was last year, no dice, man. You'll go and shopping. I don't know if the wins and losses matter as much as just the overall competence of what you see. Agree or disagree, Aslan?
Hey, a lot, like nearly 6.5 yards per play.
Yeah, not great. They averaged like 5 yards per carry, I think.
Ugh.
It's like Baker was rushing against them. Baker would have put up probably 20 points and 260 yards of rushing against Florida State last year. So we got to get that. We got to get Florida State back to where they're shutting down the likes of Baker High.
I think it'll be obvious.
Right.
There's not going to be a lot of nuance. We'll know.
Yeah.
We'll know. We'll see it. We've seen good defenses around here not that long ago, so we know what it's supposed to look like.
And I think it would get to the point, like I think Wes brought up, like say they're really bad at the beginning, but then they start getting better and making improvements. But they're also going to be playing Clemson and Florida and Miami at the end of the year. So they might be a better defense, but still giving up 36, 38 points per game. I don't know if they start off weak in the September and October. I don't know what he could do to save his job in November because the schedule gets so much harder. So yeah, he could be a dead man coach in November or in October if they start off September slow.
All right,
Right.
Charles.
Well, you know how they talked about when they brought the coaches in, Norvell and all of them, about how good they are at taking 3-star players, 2-star players, and improving them.
Yeah.
Have we really seen any of that yet? And will we see that, and especially on the defense?
No, but I also would say it's too early. Like they got 1 year. You wouldn't see a great growth, in my opinion, from September to November, especially in this crazy season. Let's see what Let's see what Steven Dix looks like this fall. Let's see what Brendan Gant looks like this fall. I think it's a lot to ask for him to, with no offseason, in a really weird preseason and a bunch of cancellations. It's really hard to judge the development of players in this last season, but it will not be hard to judge moving forward. So yeah, let's see let's revisit that in the middle of next season and see if we're seeing some real development.
Okay, sounds great. I wanted to say thanks, guys, for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller, like I said. You guys have been great. I've been listening forever, so it sounds like kind of like you guys are like part of the family. it's funny. I think I hear you guys talk more than my wife.
Right.
Like, because I literally sit down for a good hour and listen to you guys. I don't know the last time I really did that.
Understood, Charles. Thank you, buddy. We appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Take care. Yeah, and y'all, everybody hit the like button, and let's go Noles.
That's right. That's right. Charles in Baker, Florida, panhandle of the great state of Florida.
Unless you would have said it was in isn't that down by the Everglades? Isn't that down in South Florida? You couldn't have been wronger.
Yeah.
More wrong.
I forget. Is there Baker? There must be Baker County. I think there's a Baker County. Maybe that's by Jacksonville. I'll say that just to maybe preserve any semblance of accuracy I might have about my home state. Let's keep it rolling on the phone lines. Let's grab Chris, Pitmaster from Perry, Georgia. Wants to talk about younger guys. It is college football after all. Why not, right? What's up?
Right, Aslan. There's a Baker County by Jacksonville.
All right.
All right. Okay. You're saved. Well done.
Right. What's going on, Chris? How are you, man? Welcome to the program.
Hey guys, what's up?
Living.
Just live.
All right, I'll take that. I got a question about some of these guys that might have been kind of favoring injuries last year that would have been holding them back, that we might get to see a better look at how they perform this year. Because I know we didn't have the depth last year to really give guys a good recovery. I mean, look what we had to do with Jordan Travis a lot. So was there a lot of that from your guys' perspective, maybe what you guys knew from behind the scenes? A lot of guys were really hindered by nagging injuries that they just had to play through. And I know it happens a lot, but maybe more so than normal. And maybe we have more depth this year that we can rely on to help get us through the season without taxing these guys' bodies too much.
What do you think, Aslan?
No, they didn't play, man. Like Renardo Green, I think, was battling something. He didn't play. Mako Dotson, we think, was battling something. He didn't play. There was not a lot of guys I don't remember that bounced in and out of the lineup.
I think Corbin was a guy that wasn't himself at the beginning of the year, that you saw more flashes of what he could be. He was still not 100% when the season started. And by the end of the year, he seemed closer to that. Same thing with Toafili, same thing with Travis. I think some of the guys on the line, look, you're an offensive lineman, you're playing through stuff. That's the nature of the sport. You're going to have to. But as far as like young guys that maybe didn't perform well, that were battling injury, nobody really screams off the top of my head of that. I am interested to see, and this isn't a young guy anymore, but I am interested to see what Keyshawn Helton looks like a year and a half removed from the major surgery as opposed to 8 months or whatever it was. I do think, again, I have belief in that kid. I think he can be something. But other than that, I don't know. I don't really think, other than like Durden, who isn't really a part of the team anymore.
Jordan Travis, obviously, but we all know that one. I mean, but if there's somebody you think that I know that have held out on disclosing their injury, there's nobody that I know of that was playing like hurt and gunning it out last season. I think that was just bad talent, poorly coached, most of it. But maybe some of these guys really were hurt. I don't know, but no, there's nothing I heard about.
How cool would it be if like DJ Lundy all of a sudden looks like Derek Brooks, and they're like, oh yeah, he was playing on a torn hamstring all of last year. Watch this kid now. That would be incredible. But yeah, I agree with Aslan. There's nobody we know for sure was like just toughing through it. It is much better than they showed. Not that I can remember off the top of my head anyway.
Well, I bring this up because when you have a big change in the staff, especially the strength and conditioning coordinators, and they do a totally different attack on how to train guys physically, you're going to have a lot of small little musculoskeletal injuries that are nagging, and they might not sit out. It might not be anything worth bringing up, but it might be something that once their bodies are adapted to, that these guys start to, play better, maybe. I don't know how to say it other than like maybe they just needed to adapt to the new way.
And look, that's something that can't be overemphasized. Like getting a year in the strength program, a full year of the offseason is a big deal, man. They didn't, they're not going to be lifting bags of charcoal at home. They're going to be doing real workouts this offseason, and with a guy that I think is pretty highly thought of in the industry, that Norvell certainly seems to believe in, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what those gains look like. I don't think they're going to be Landon Dickerson gains at Alabama, but I do want to see, again, everything. A year with everyone makes you a little more comfortable. It's going to be it could be a whole new looking program in a year in a real offseason. And that's something that can't be, like I said, it can't be stressed enough. It's really important. I said that when he was hired. Like, your strength and conditioning coach is one of the most important hires you will make. And so hopefully that you'll start to see those dividends pay off, because, obviously last year we didn't.
But I don't know how close we are to a regular normal year. The guy that's got the insider knowledge on the tribal council that posts updates every week or so was saying his buddy that he talks to is, there's a couple guys that were not able to maybe go through tour of duty because of contact tracing. So, I mean, if that's the case, you're not in the gym. I mean, that's
more normal than not just taking 4 months off and going home for 4 months. They will be around the program, and we just have I will say we have a better handle on this thing than we did in March, obviously, of last year. So they know they have more, protocols in place. They will stay on campus, and hopefully, again, you'll see those dividends pay off. But no, it will not be like 2014 or 2016 or 1997. There are always going to be some issues until this thing's eradicated.
Yeah. All right, Chris, appreciate the call, man.
Did we lose him?
I don't know.
Chris, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure, buddy.
All right, let me put that one to bed. Is everything still up and running here?
Chris, call us back and just let us know you're okay, or at least get on the YouTube.
No.
Did you ever see that Mitch Hedberg joke where he's like, when you're at a restaurant and they call Dufresne party of two, and they'll say it 3 times, and then afterwards they'll be like Allen party of 2, and he's like, well, what happened to the Dufresnes? It should be Allen's search party for 2. You get to eat when you find the Dufresnes. They might be in a ditch. So hopefully, Chris, you're okay. I butchered that Mitch Hedberg joke, by the way, but just let us know you're okay. If not today, at least next week. Aslan, are you still with us?
I'm here. The phones, man. If you guys could just shoot Panathol, whatever it is, into me to have me talk about phone calls, that would make for a great show. Bear with me. I'm trying to dial back into the phone line. It wasn't going through. Usually it makes a chime that lets me know that it dropped off, but it did not do so. But we got a few people waiting in the queue. We have a Tyson in Charlotte who's been waiting a little bit longer than the guy that I'm going to take once I get plugged back in here. But we have Terry out there screening the phone call, so I actually know what these people want to ask. And this question,
thank you for calling.
On the surface sounds ridiculous, but I'm going to give him a shot to explain himself.
Enter your 6-digit
because I think it might potentially be intriguing. So that's how we're going to roll.
Host. You are now in the
Let's
host
go
room
to
and
it.
can manage your callers
We got
from the
Trey
calling studio web
in
interface.
Jasper, Florida. And he wants to talk about Mike and Nick. What's up, Trey?
How we doing tonight, fellas?
What's up, buddy? How are you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I listen to y'all show every night. Well, every night y'all got going. I love the show. I appreciate what y'all do on this off season, keeping us motivated. So, my real quick question is, I know we got a younger coach, and some of the comparisons I want to do, maybe in between Coach Nick Saban and Coach Mike Norvell. I mean, I know Coach Norvell doesn't have the NFL backstory like Coach Saban did, but I mean, do we see any comparisons? Maybe do we think we're gonna have maybe a dynasty come back or what?
Man, I think they're both football coaches, both Caucasian, both played football growing up. Those are some similarities. I will say this: what I like about Norvell, you look, you can't know. Nobody thought Nick Saban. Aslan has disappeared from the screen. Nobody thought Nick Saban was Nick Saban when he was at Michigan State. He wasn't. They were pretty good at Michigan State. They weren't exceptional. They were pretty good, but he didn't turn Michigan State into a powerhouse. Then he went to LSU and was obviously good there, was okay with the Dolphins, and then went to the best place in America to be a really good head coach and turned them into an all-time juggernaut. So not similar in that regard, but maybe the discipline, maybe, I don't know, if he can get his guys to play as hard as Nick Saban's guys always play for him, and the way they take practice obviously so seriously. I mean, when was the last time you saw Alabama? I know it happens occasionally, but just not look like they're interested. Like, you remember those, even back 5-6 years ago, they wouldn't be all that interested, and they'd win the game 48-0. Just go through the motions. And so if he can get his players to buy in somehow, like Saban's All-American Giants buy into him, then okay, all right, I'm all for it, Trey. I would love to see it. But right now, way too early to compare him to Nick Saban. Let's try to get him to Jimbo first, and then leap over Jimbo and get to Nick.
Yes, sir. I'm very optimistic, man. I've been spoiled.
I like it.
I was spoiled all through the past decade and everything. These past 4 years have been hard for us, and just kind of looking for any hint of sign of life. And we got this young guy, and I'm thinking, hey, man, this is going to be the next Nick Saban in my mind. I can't. I don't want to go through another. I don't want to go through another year like we did last year.
Yeah.
Amen to that, brother. We're all with you there. And look, it is encouraging that what he's done these last 2 months. That what we saw in the fall was not all that encouraging, but what he's done since the season ended has been really encouraging. And I am genuinely interested to see what it looks like with a full year of mostly normal offseason.
Yes, sir. You and me both. Well, I appreciate the time, fellas. Thank y'all for what y'all are doing, and 5-star review, guys, and appreciate everybody. And go Noles.
That's right.
Thanks, Trey.
And Jasper.
Hey, man, you got to have optimism. Nick Saban wasn't Nick Saban when he was 41 years old or whatever Norvell is. So I'm just saying, you got to believe.
But I think he was like a defensive. That was Belichick.
Yeah, I mean, he had done some things in the NFL by that point, and he had been a head coach at Michigan State and been a successful one, I think.
But like in 1995, is Alabama like, hey man, is this Mike DeBose guy? Is he like the next Bobby Bowden?
Yeah, maybe.
Is LSU in 93 like this Jerry DiNardo guy?
Yeah, this Arnsberger guy's got it turned around. Curly Hallman, I like what I'm seeing. Yeah, but you should be optimistic, man. What's the point of being pessimistic? Go through life a little bit more optimistic, guys. That's our message to you. And I know it's weird to say on a show with Aslan as one of the hosts, but go through life a little more optimistic. It makes it more fun.
Miss Sandra Gordon in the house. Thanks, Sandra. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Sandra. I wonder if people call her Sandy.
I don't know.
Is that a nickname? I assume that's the nickname for Sandra, is Sandy?
Yeah.
All right.
We got some other stuff going on here. I don't know what happened to me. I lost.
Yeah, this is weird. This is an all-time below average performance from Aslan. I don't quite know what's going on.
That hurts, man. That's a little.
Well, I mean, you just don't seem you seem a little bit rattled or phased, or I think it's all the standing.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is the standing. Maybe we need to go back to sitting down. Easier to kind of maintain everything that's going on. Let's go to the phone line. Let's grab Tyson. He's been waiting for a good hot minute, which is crazy.
Hi, how are y'all doing today?
What's up, Tyson?
Tyson, I've been waiting for us to welcome into the program. What's up, Tyson? It's your world, man. What's on your mind?
I have 2 questions for y'all today. And the first question is, how well do you think Coach Norvell recruited today?
This year? He's done okay, Tyson. He hasn't. I really like what he's done with the transfers, but the actual recruits, it was okay. But we're hoping that he can go from okay to good next year, and then from good to great. There is a chance he could be a really good recruiter, but right now not great yet.
And the second question is, how well do you think Mackenzie Milton will fit into Mike Norvell's offense?
Go for it, Aslan. Like a glove. Aslan's saying like a glove. He's miming like a glove.
Oh, it's spelled North wrong. Look, it's just a horrible day by your guy. Can't do anything right. Yeah, man, this is what he wants. This is similar to the guys that he's had when he would put up absurd numbers, whether in the Pac-12 or the AAC. I think his skill set as an actual functioning throwing quarterback, fits more of what he's had when he's been successful. So I think that's probably the singular most. I think everyone's excited about Jermaine Johnson the most because we hate the defense so much. But if you ask Mike Norvell, I bet Mackenzie Milton's who he's most excited about coaching.
Tyson, do you play football?
Well, yes, I do. I'm actually a quarterback, and I really want to come to Florida State.
Okay, how old are you?
I'm 12 years old, about to turn
man.
February 22nd.
All right, well, all right, so you'll be 13 soon. Put in the work, buddy. You're going to need him. I'll go ahead and give Norvell a call and say to be looking out from Tyson from North Carolina.
Yeah, drop the huddle link.
Yes,
are you a mobile quarterback? Do you have a good arm? What are your strengths?
Dual threat all around. I can.
Okay. All right.
Defense will running.
Did you practice today?
No, it's not football.
Also a left-handed quarterback as well.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I like that. I like lefties. Did you practice today, Tyson? Or it's too cold?
No, sir. But we will be getting on it.
All right, man. Tyson. Well, we'll be looking forward to you, man. Stay in touch.
Thanks for the call, Tyson.
I will.
Take care, man.
Go Noles. God bless.
That's right. That's right. Shut it down, Terry. Shut it down. That was the last phone call of the day. Appreciate you all for calling in. Awesome. Got a few minutes left. Again, if you're watching us live on YouTube, thank you. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're listening to us on the podcast, Michael Langston will be joining us to give us some insight into what we could maybe expect on Wednesday, which is
you say that there's probably a 1 in 10,000 chance that Tyson becomes like a legit NFL quarterback. Not that he can't play college. Tyson, you can do anything you want, but it's hard to get to the NFL. But if he gets, man, you interrupted me.
That's what, man. Sorry, Court. I mean,
if Tyson goes on, we're going to get to Joel in a second. You're the best, Joel. If Tyson goes on to a great NFL career, that 90-second exchange that just happened is going to be on his 30 for 30. If he goes to Florida State and stars, and there's a video of him calling a Florida State radio show when he was 12 years old because he's interested in the Noles. Come on, man, we're going to be famous forever. It's like the guys that nicknamed Magic Johnson.
It's like Tiger Woods on that show where he
I just lost it. Yeah, the Douglas Marv. Oh God bless Merv Griffin, not Marv Douglas.
It was somebody. It wasn't Merv Griffin. It was somebody Douglas. You're
Mike Douglas, the Mike Douglas show. Yeah, where he's 2 years old. Yeah. So Tyson, keep working, buddy. I want to be able to talk about you in 15 years.
Straight cash, homie.
Joel Davis throwing 100 bones. He's living that optimistic life. This year will be remembered as when the great comeback was birthed. Go Noles.
And hey, look, it's got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Why not now? Why wait any longer to start the great turnaround? But yeah, that would be wonderful, Joel. And thank you very much, man. That's very, very nice of you.
Well, it has to, right? This is a very pivotal year.
Florida State can't be bad forever. It's an impossibility. Like, I know maybe the money is different than it was even 10 years ago, but for 40 years, they were the winningest program in the country. It doesn't all of a sudden just fall off the face of the earth and can't be fixed. You get the right coach in here. He energizes the locker room, the fan base. They start winning a few games. They start getting better recruits. Florida State can be good again pretty darn quickly. It can't be down forever. It's not going to be Northwestern or Indiana. Those weren't good examples. They were both pretty good this year. Who's somebody that's bad all the time? Syracuse?
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's not going to be Vanderbilt. This year they were Vanderbilt. It's not going to be like this forever. They're going to get to a point where, maybe they're, Mississippi State. And then they leap above Mississippi State. Just kidding. Florida State will be back. Hopefully this is the year it started.
Thanks, Joel. Appreciate you. Shout out to Ed Lemmix. Big ahead. Mr. International, dropping 50 bones in the jar. I guess a little bit of that.
Straight cash, homie.
A little bit of that. And
dollar bills, y'all.
I got some new ones in here that I still haven't used, Corey. Waiting for the right time.
And we have some news about our man Ed that we'll get to in a future podcast. Ooh. But little tease for you. But Ed is the man. His wife Courtney is the woman. Just getting it done. And Malone. I wouldn't hold your breath on him. That would be a nice signing day surprise, right, Aslan? Would that fit the bill of like the last? Because I don't think we think there's no chance, but I think it would be a surprise if he chose Florida State. Not a stunning surprise, but a surprise.
I don't know, I think because we've heard of him. He's visited. Like when I think about a guy like AJ Litton, although he's gone, but I think like a guy like AJ Litton, I don't think I ever heard his name uttered at all. And then on signing day, it was like, LOI just came in from AJ Litton, 4-star defensive back out of Maryland. I'm like, who? I mean, like literally never heard of him. I mean, there's that. There's like the Anton Smith, where like you've heard of him, but you're like, oh, there's absolutely no way possible he's coming to Florida State. So like those are what I use the measuring stick. Those are the barometers. Like guys I've never either heard of or just absolute moonshots. I mean, Taiwan Malone, there's a little bit there. To your point, Florida State's baseball program is better. I'd rather play for Meat than Mike Bianco. Yep. But that's just me. Speaking of pronunciations, I always thought it was Bianco. We all call him Bianco, but then he's like, it's Bianco. Ray points out that it's pronounced Marchio. Nico, that is, the quarterback from Arizona who made his commitment with the Westcott fountain behind him.
Oh, right.
Confirmed. It is Marchio. He tweeted it out. I think actually Kirknell, Shane tweeted at me and was like, hey, look at this, because Nico tweeted out like, hey, this is how you pronounce my last name. I think he listens to the show, Corey. I think.
You think Nico listens to the show?
I think. Why would he tweet it?
Nico Marchio?
Marchio. The L silent.
I mean, that couldn't be a Nico Marchio. You want a spaghetti?
Well, what's funny is that
it's not spelled Italian. It's like it's IOL.
Well, what's funny is that somebody on YouTube, like the first name Massimo, who and his last name was Italian as well, was like went on this whole sort of etymology of Nico's parents' last name and how that's Italian and it's from this certain part of the country. And then he phonetically spelled it out and he had it Marchiol. So he had this whole thing like, I am the expert.
How about that? Like, and if he would have committed to say like Arizona, those fans don't care. But he commits to a football school and you got people doing a 23andMe on him. That's what you get when you commit to Florida State, man. People care.
7 Toms tells me to get the phones, not take orders.
Hey, thank you, 7 Toms. And thank you very much, Ed. That was very nice, man.
We're over an hour into the show, so the phone lines have.
Brady's got a basketball game tonight.
Yeah. P. Simpson, any more Mitch Hedberg jokes, Corey?
My favorite one was he goes to play tennis is kind of a waste because no matter how good you get, you'll never be as good as a wall. He goes, I played a wall before. It was relentless. But it's the delivery. You can't do it with just it's the delivery, folks. Go look up some Mitch Hedberg appearances on YouTube. He's very, very funny.
Shout out to Pillar Mark. Says he booked his hotel room for the spring game. He's ready.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too, Mark. Looking forward to meeting you too, buddy.
P. Simpson's thinking of watching the Super Bowl from a motel in Macon. Do you know any good ones, Corey?
I can't even imagine what kind of – because, man, it was one of those rates that was probably like $20 a day back then. I can't even imagine where we were holed up and what was going on in the rooms next to us while we're sitting there, an 8-year-old boy watching a college football game for 3 hours.
Sandra Gordon says it is Sandy or Sand, a.k.a. the Queen Knoll. So now we know moving forward.
Sand. I like Sand. That's a cool nickname as opposed to Sandy.
Yeah.
Not that Sandy's bad. You don't ever hear Sand.
Look at that, Ray coaching, trying to coach me up.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to hold it down for the brand.
Jeff Hill's in the house, though. Jeff Hill comes to the rescue. Appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you much. A little bit of that.
Dollar bills, y'all.
50 American. Appreciate you, Jeff. I think most fans feel pretty confident about the offense going forward, especially if we get out left tackle or if we get our left tackle and we get Destin Hill. What I want to see is the defense play average or at least middle of the road. We can have a decent year.
Thank you very much, Jeff. And I think we all agree with that. You just got to be okay, even be mediocre. It's like what we said with the offensive line. The running game would be so much better if they could just be mediocre up front instead of an abomination. And we saw that, this past year they had an okay offensive line, and you saw the difference. Not in a lot of points, but, the rushing game was a lot better. And I still feel the same way about the defense. If you can just be okay, just not be terrible. Just don't be terrible. And that should give Florida State an extra win or two.
How do you coach that though, Corey?
To not be terrible.
What was that?
To not be terrible.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously you can't say that,
right?
But
Yeah.
Adam Fuller can't say I want us to be the number one defense in the ACC because they all realize that Clemson's in this conference and they realize how they played last season. How do you set the expectation to not suck, but then also to chase something but then also not be too complacent with being like 84th?
I don't think you set. I wouldn't think Adam Fuller is setting goals like that. I think they're more. We want this many. We want this many tackles for loss in a game. We want this many quarterback pressures. This many turnovers. I think that's the goals that you set before a game and before a season. Not necessarily. We want to be ranked. We want to be in the top 60 when it's all said and done. Because I don't think Jeremy Pruitt went into. Wow, look at all that. I don't think Jeremy Pruitt went into 2013 saying we want to have a top 5 defense in the country. Obviously he did, but I don't think he ever said that publicly.
Thomas Giddings threw $25 earlier. I couldn't find it to pop it up. That's what threw me into a tailspin. I realized how hard Thomas works. He deserves his recognition. Thomas, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you very much, Thomas. You're the man.
He says
it's because my computer's about to die.
No, we got one more. We got James. There's James B's here. There's James B.
Okay, all right.
There's James B. What's up, James B?
James B. House.
Founding member. Let's go. Have you met our new booster president yet? If so, what are your thoughts?
Have not, but he seems like a sharp guy, but have not met him yet. I'm sure we will once we start meeting people again. But I'm sure we will. I assume we will by the spring game at least.
Yeah. We have some plans in the works, some irons in the fire, possibly. Maybe we'll have him on the show. Maybe we'll do a show for him. Maybe, who knows? These are things that are all in the plans, perhaps someday. Nick Butler, Corey, if you can hang tight, just throwing $10 at us. He's part of the Horn Gang. Best show around, listens every morning. Beautiful ceiling. I would have thought maybe popcorn ceilings, but Corey does not. Oh, Corey's gone. Andre Elam, what's up? Your boy from Atlanta, Westlake in the building. Love the show as always. Oh, thank you. I thought that was maybe a question, but hey, appreciate that, Andre. Ray, drop of sunshine. Nebraska's been down forever. They have. It's been a long time. A little bit different though, right? We're Florida, state of Florida. A little more talent around you. A little more recent success. The ACC. A little easier to navigate than what the Big 12 was for them and the Big 10 is now. Corey's computer has died. So he's alive 7 times. It's okay. Corey's alive. His computer is not. So with that said, it's an hour and 7 minutes of the show we've gone on and on about. So we're done. Corey says, tell everyone that I love them. He says, tell everybody I love them. That was proof. So I'm done. Thanks for listening. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're listening to us on the podcast, in the future or the past, Michael Langston is going to break down National Signing Day and where we stand with Taiwan Malone and Destin Hill. Thank you again to everybody for calling in. Thank you for everybody for hitting the thumbs up. Thank you to William McMillan. Thank you to Ray Pereira, Thomas Giddings, Sandra Gordon, Joel Davis, Ed Lemmix, 7 times, Jeff Hill, and James B. You guys are all awesome. Thanks for all the comments at the bottom of the screen. That's a wrap on Wake Up Warchant presented by Zaxby's. Indescribably good. Have a great one, everybody. We'll catch up with you all on Friday, probably when the ponies ride. Live show starts 10 in the morning Wednesday, signing day, 10 a.m. Wednesday. Hang out with Michael Langston. It'll be awesome. Later, y'all.